Fight one. Ready? Go!
Okay, here we go then. World Cyber Games Grand Finals 2008. Welcome back to Cologne. Coverage here, courtesy of www.quadv.com. Joining me now is Jay from Virtual Fighter. Welcome along, Jay. And we are already into round one. And shouldn't D being picked up by both of these two. I don't think actually they've gone live just yet.
It doesn't appear that way.
Maybe not. Maybe they're just warming up. So they are both going to use D anyway. And now on the right-hand side of your screen, starting off, will be Itabashi from Japan, and X1 from Kazakhstan, no less, will be on the left-hand side of your screen, starting as the red character.
Yeah, and Itabashi, of course, coming to this as one of the heavy favourites, being a Japanese entrant, of course. The Japanese culture has a heavy Virtua Fighter bias.
They're born with Virtua Fighter genes, I understand.
Pretty much. Now, of course, the mirror match, I mean, Shun D versus Shun D, that's going to really show off Itabashi's skills, because it's basically, well, like I said, it's a mirror match. I mean, every punch that he throws, he's going to be that little bit quicker than his opponent. Just the simple fact
you would
that
expect him to be that way, that's for sure.
Yeah, you would expect. I mean, Shun D, of course, he's a heavy throw character, and the changes in Virtua Fighter 5, I mean, they've slowed the throws down a little bit, so it's a little bit easy to counter and get away from. That could alter his game plan, of course. I know he has played with Akira a few times, so I think it'll be interesting to see if he does stick with Shun D.
Yep, this is a Group A match. We have 4 groups across the Virtua Fighter 5 tournament, and here we go then. Round number 1 on the terrace, and it is X1 from Kazakhstan in the blue costume, and in the yellow and green top is Itabashi. Brilliantly named character, I have to say.
And it looks like he's absolutely chilling the Kazakhstani here. Did manage to get a couple of drinks off as well, which is always good. There's the KO, first run going the way of Itabashi. To be expected, really, wasn't it, Paul?
Absolutely. Round 2 will begin straight away. We stay on the terrace. It was a randomly picked game. Now, that was a pause mistake, I believe, by X1. I'm just looking down at the players right now. Yeah, it was a pause mistake by X1. Now, I think he'll have to forfeit the round as far as WCG rules are concerned. Yeah, the referee just explaining that he will now have to bow down and wait for Itabashi just to deal in a couple of kicks and a couple of punches. It's not going to count. And this will be round number 2 to Itabashi.
Yeah, well, he broke his momentum, of course, and it's a good rule in my opinion. If you do manage to break a big combo that's been set up, it's only fair that you actually forfeit that round. So it's going to go 2-0. Itabashi in a dominant position now, Paul. What do you think he's going to do here to maintain this lead?
Well, he hasn't really shown us anything yet, because the Kazakhstani's thrown a complete whiff and laid down on the floor, almost submission, really. Kind of saying, yeah, you know what, you're way better than I am, you're completely better than I am, and I'm just going to lay down, you can kick me to death. And appalling mistake from X1. You know, I have to be fair to him. He's in this for the first time in the World Cyber Games. It's a big event, and we've stuck him on the stage, the poor lad, and he's found himself 3-0 down to a very competent fighter from Japan. As we've said already, they have genes from Virtua Fighter, genes from any fighting game, really, built in as they come standard for any Japanese man. There's 4-0 already. One more will do it. And this Group A really is stacked heavily in favour of the Japanese guy. If you look down the list, actually, Group D, a little bit more competitive. There's a Canadian, there's an American in there. It is the group of death for D. This one, though, is easily going the way of Itabashi. He's got a little bit of damage here in X1 so far. A couple of nice kicks and a couple of mids, but it's all in vain. And Itabashi cleans it up 5-0.
Yeah, less drunken master, more drunken Mancunian from X1, really. Just one of those situations where he was completely outclassed, and we saw Itabashi. I mean, he is coming into this as one of the favourites, if not the favourite. So a 5-0 score, that's what I predicted before we came on, and I'm surprised that we didn't see a little bit more flow, to be honest.
I think the strange thing about that one is that his best round was actually the round he fought.